Ospreay knows. Listen, this is a shot to Ospreay.
They're very close together on the field. Look at this. Open is home for Mark Davis. He's an idiot in the mark because he's held back Mark Davis' entire career. Mark Davis is a rough, tough customer.
And the fans are chanting, you sold out towards Mark Davis.
Here's the deal. I signed Aussie Open 2 years ago. Davis happened to be in the hospital, gave Kyle Power of attorney to sign for both of them. So I own Mark Davis, and his first job is to injure Will Ospreay and beat him here tonight.
So you're saying Davis is doing this essentially under duress?
He's been told what to do, and he's following instructions. You can take a hit.
Tomato.
But Don, Davis came back recently in the recent past, I should say, and he was pissed off how you and Fletcher were handling business. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Well, there's a lot of people that are jealous of Kyle Fletcher. But now Mark Davis understands his lot in life. He either sits home or he comes to work under the Don Callis banner.
All right, that's fair. Well, that's fair.
Davis was seemingly getting the better of Ospreay, but Ospreay not today.
Davis showing off his tremendous power.
Mark Davis is a heavy hitter. If you couldn't tell from the jump on this match here, that was just a big, huge backdrop there on Ospreay.
And Taz, that's why Davis and Fletcher as a tag team complemented one another so well, right? Fletcher brought the speed, Davis brought the power.
I gotta say, I gotta give you some credit here, man. You're great at recruiting talent, and you did a good job here with Davis.
The cover, the lateral press.
Listen, you know better than anyone, Taz. We don't have to like people that we work with.
Right.
When you play football, you don't have to like the head coach, but you got to follow instructions.
Correct.
That's the position Mark Davis is in right now. It's also a great opportunity for him. He beats Will Ospreay. He's a made man. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. And you right on that microphone in the entrance where you called Davis an Ospreay killer. I like it.
I don't know what you're calling him a made man if he wins. I think Mark Davis has already established himself as a great wrestler.
Not in my eyes, he hasn't.
Well, a great wrestler, a great tag team wrestler, but he's still looking for that breakout singles performance, and we could be witnessing it here tonight. Davis sits out with a senton.
That's his first singles match in AEW.
Cover. 2, and Ospreay able to kick out.
I'll tell you this, guys. I mean, when we get a shot, you'll see the chest of Ospreay. It looks like some rare roast beef, man. Those chops are eating up the pecs of Ospreay.
Ospreay is a guy, he's very emotional, he's not very bright, he's intellectually challenged in my opinion. He's really just obsessed with wrestling, it's all he knows. And he thinks his friends are really his friends. So in his mind right now, he's at a mental disadvantage because he can't believe it. His good friend, that as you say, he opened his home. Who cares? His good friend's kicking his butt right now.
Well, for the money. And I don't blame Dave. Listen, I don't blame him. Listen, you got the money, Don, and you got the power. So I don't think this guy's sold out. I think it's a good career move.
Yeah, whether Davis wants to or not, he is fighting off with one of his closest friends here with the ironclad Don Callis family contract floating over his head.
Oh, arm strikes there right to the sternum.
I think you guys may have noticed just a few minutes ago that Mark Davis was showing the sign of the United Empire, and then he quickly drew it down.
Yeah, he did do that.
Yep.
Davis now looking to bring Ospreay down to earth the hard way.
It's going to be a big crash if it happens, guys.
But Ospreay, those right hands to the body of Davis. Oh, and Davis, he's got a history of knee injuries.
That's right.
Ospreay knows that as well.
Big springboard flying forearm by the aerial assassin with a big, huge kick up there.
And Will Ospreay in the driver's seat. Don Callis trying to coach up Mark Davis. Fans don't go anywhere because the action continues tonight live on Dynamite.
Boy, John getting more emotional in this match. We've seen it quite a lot.
Got a lot invested here. He wants to see Ospreay go down.
Yep, that's it.
Well, anything to soften up Will Ospreay ahead of Grand Slam Australia. That dream team of Ospreay and Omega going to battle against the Don Callis families. Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher.
Don, I was just talking about how emotionally invested you are in this. We haven't seen that from you a lot.
I expect excellence out of myself, and I expect nothing less from the people that work with me, Shivani. That's why you're working here and not with the family.
You see Will Ospreay using those kicks to that leg, that surgically repaired leg of Mark Davis. Ospreay though rolls up, picks the ankle, and now steps over. Very fluid into the figure 4 leg lock.
Not seen Ospreay use this maneuver before.
It was well applied quickly to that figure four.
And Mark just trying to power out of us. That didn't last.
Yeah, you saw Ospreay chopping down on his own leg to break the grip of Davis. And now Davis, his shoulders on the mat. Referee Rick Knox counting 2.
Davis is a guy, he reminds me, Taz, of Don Leo Jonathan back in the day. Big, strong hands, big raw bone power. That's Mark Davis.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that from more modern times from the Eliminators, John Cronus. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
He
Big
got
time.
a little bit of Cronus, kind of, God rest his soul. But right now, the knee is really in a lot of pain of Davis. This might level the playing field here, Excalibur, for Ospreay. Well, maybe not.
That's right, Don. What's the prognosis on that knee of Davis?
I don't know. What's the difference what the prognosis is? He's going to should know. Sometimes you ride the horse until it dies, and then you send it to the glue factory.
Oh, brother.
Kind of what you did with Will Hobbs. Knee breaker there. And Ospreay sweeps up the leg.
You know, this is nasty by Ospreay. He knows that Davis has a bad knee, and he's going right after it. Why don't you call it like you see it, Excalibur?
Let's try to
Fair play, Don.
He is trying to survive, though, Donnie. You know, this Davis has been all over him. Ospreay had no idea who's going to face. Now Davis turned that figure forward.
Yeah, Taz, that's the power in the hips, the torque that Davis was able to generate to reverse that pressure on that figure 4 leg lock.
And guys, a lot of times you see a man be very, very difficult in trying to turn a man over. He did it with ease, did Mark Davis, right?
Well, to Excalibur's point, it's the hips. If you swivel your hips to right or left, you can turn it. Oh, my God. Wow. What a shot.
Heavy hands.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Like meat hooks, we used to call them, Taz.
Yes, speed hooks. I remember that line.
Now, Ospreay applying the pressure, those elbow strikes. Testing the chin of Davis. Davis, though, going up in the eyes of Ospreay, the great equalizer. AEW Dynamite live from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Excalibur, joined by the Human Suplex Machine, Taz, the ineffable Tony Schiavone, and the odious Don Callis here at the desk as Mark Davis, representing the Don Callis family, against his seemingly former friend, Will Ospreay.
Ospreay killer. Refer to him as that, Excalibur.
Well, that remains to be seen, Don. Look at this. Oh, my God.
Dragon suplex with a release.
Yeah, release Dragon, turned. Oh, what a knee strike.
Very nice.
Landed on the back of his head, I do believe.
And Mark Davis, longtime tag team partner.
Good God.
Kyle Fletcher in Aussie Open.
That's some street fighting stuff right there.
Yeah, longtime friend of Will Ospreay, now making the lateral press, and Ospreay able to kick out.
You know, Mark Davis, one of the most successful exports ever from Brisbane, Australia. Brisbane, which is now in just a little while going to be known as the place where Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay got buried by Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, Grand Slam Australia taking place 10 days from now. Immediately airing after NBA All-Star Saturday night on TNT.
Ospreay showing that explosive offense. Man, that was impressive.
That's the thing about Will Ospreay, even for a heavy hitter, somebody as powerful as Mark Davis, he's almost impossible to counter.
Boy, Will Ospreay's got the fans on their feet here. Look at this.
And Ospreay leaves his feet, but see how Ospreay even bounced off the chest of Davis. That's how massive of a man Davis is.
And the momentum and power that Ospreay brought into that, but to your point, Excalibur bounced off the big man. Here it is again. Just the height and just the athleticism and driving through him and bouncing off Davis.
And now back to live action. Davis
Caught there, see that?
interrupting Ospreay on the springboard attempt. Went for a fireman's carry. Thrust kick. Davis a chopping leg. The hook kick comes around the corner. Cutter perhaps. Don Callis. He was very nearly putting his hands on referee Rick Knox.
There's a big kick out right there by Davis, man. Tip the cap to the man.
I think we got a hidden blade coming here, Excalibur.
And if we do, this could be the end of the night for Mark Davis. As Ospreay
Turn around here, Don.
lining up. Davis, no, not.
Davis knows Ospreay. We've been pointing that out throughout this match.
Open hand strikes, but Davis just trucked Ospreay with that lariat.
Tough landing. Tough landing.
And now,
Good God.
Pile driver. 1, 2, 3.
And I'll tell you what, Ospreay's showing that fortitude. He's showing his toughness. That is tough to kick out of.
You're not kidding me.
Innovative way for Davis to use his size, leaping into that pile driver and dragging Ospreay down to the mat head first.
I think everybody in this arena, including the broadcast team, we all thought,
Real power. That's that grip strength I told you about.
we all thought it was over.
Exposing that steel link right there. Big, strong steel link holding that second rope in that corner.
He tore it with his bare hands like nothing.
tore it with his bare hands behind the referee's back. Rick Knox only now noticing what Davis did.
And Knox doing the right thing, doing his job.
Absolutely, he's doing his job.
And preventing potential serious damage.
Oh, the other blade. Yeah.